Welcome back to another episode of the Steebee Weebee Show.
On the bus, rolling to the crib, I would get dibs on the seat with my man OJ and rock beats from Lamert Park, the 81st. When I got home, this was first.
We have a special guest. Please welcome artist from the Nonce, Sach. Dude, thanks for coming. Oh, we can sit down here now? Okay. That was fun. That was fun.
Comfortable.
How was it? Should we do, I mean...
That was great.
That was great?
You want to do it again? That was great.
It was?
You want some more music?
No, I thought it was good. How do you feel? As long as you feel good about it? It was organic.
It was
the
organic.
The beat, it kind of went off and on.
Well, that's not why.
Well, we'll blame it on Kirby. Thanks for coming, man. I'm a big fan. Oh, you brought some tapes too, so thanks for this.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, I grew up listening to you guys. I remember seeing mixtapes on YoMTV Rap City, and this blew up. World Ultimate was, that's the album that I bought. So
I got a new version of that. I did a triple vinyl with HHV.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah,
wow, look at this.
3 LPs in there.
And so, the viewers out there, if you don't have this album and you like hip hop, please, I mean, you need to peep this stuff. This, because we're trying to kind of pave the histories because there's so many new things coming out nowadays. I pay homage to this stuff, and I look at you guys' group the same way I look at Tribe, man.
I appreciate
West Coast,
yeah.
A version of like Tribe or Beat Nuts,
Well, we were influenced by Tribe and De La. And
I love that's some of my favorites.
And then we had our own take on, I guess, the using jazz and.
That's what I love, dude.
Yeah, that's still my passion.
The beats, your guys' beats, like. Wow.
Thank you.
What'd you use back then, man? I'm just trying to, because I've always wondered that.
We used a Jkyc S950.
Is it something like that?
No, it was a rack mount.
Oh, the sampler?
Yeah, sampler.
Oh.
So we used that with an old Yamaha keyboard MIDI to it.
Oh.
And that's how we made all of those beats, like with the sequencer within that keyboard.
Yeah.
So
you sequenced on the keyboard?
Yeah. Because
you sampled on the...
We used the rack mount
for the sampler.
As a sampler.
Okay.
And then we used a sequencer in the keyboard. It was a
How much sampling time did you have on there? Because this is back in the... Let's just tell them...
64K or something like that.
This is like 90s, in the 90s.
Yeah, right? Like we had a floppy disk, a 3.5.
Yeah, I was just going to say, those are the ones that took the discs, right? Wow.
So I probably had maybe 25 seconds of sampling.
Wow.
I mean, that was plenty.
But that was plenty because you guys make good use of the... Yeah. I always wonder, like, where are they making their beat? I always wonder whenever I listen to anybody.
We use the S950 and then just a MIDI trigger.
What'd you guys sample? Just records?
Yeah. Oh. And occasionally we did some live things, live sounds, but mostly we chop a sound, and play it on the keys.
That's what's up.
And then that we're able to make a new, the elements of the sample that we like to hear, but we just it wouldn't be that. We could make a new rendition of it.
Yeah. I love this. I forgot the name of the song, but you dropped another. It was another album that had like a Tribe. It had a Five Dog sample, like Peeping Out the Honeys. You know who they are.
Yeah, Scoping Out the Honeys.
Yeah, Scoping Out the Honeys. That song that beat was tight, dude.
Oh man, I love that song.
That song was so tight.
That was one song. you know how when you go, I have a vision or I see how we could go and do this, but a label might not.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Because you guys were on what label did you put World?
We were on Wild West, and then
that's right.
Wild West. Then we got with American. And like that song, Scoping Out the Honeys, we were like,
that song was tight, dude.
This is. I even
that beat.
It was dope, and then
the beat goes ding ding ding. It had this beeping sound like beep beep beep.
It was something in how the snares and the kicks were recorded. It's really dope.
Oh, dude!
And we had a remix for it too. The remix was incredible.
Hey, what song? What album was that on? So these cats could go back.
It never came out on a.
But it's on YouTube. Like if you look, if you search, it's on one of them. Like a B-side or something?
It's like I think I put it on one of my like Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Something like that. But
man, I'm so hyped you're here, dude. This is like,
honeys, man, that was like I was saying. That was one of the times where I was like, this is a single.
Oh,
this is dope. And they were like,
you guys made it together, and you and Yusef, like you guys make beats together.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah,
I want to go back though. Let's go back. We're gonna get into this. I want to go back, like how you met, like all them Project Blow dudes, like how you even got, like how you met Yusef Afloat, how you got the record deal, how all that stuff. That's why that's where I want to start. So you're from LA?
Yes, I'm from LA.
Are you thirsty at all, man?
A little bit.
Hey, can you get him a seltzer? Can you get him like sparkling water, and then we got some snacks. You want a fizzy cola, gummy? These you gotta try these, man. Let's try some of these fizzy cola. Okay. And then get him and then there you go. Nice to you. Thank you. Yeah. So man. So you're from Los Angeles?
I'm from Los Angeles.
Okay.
I grew up in the Vermont Knolls.
Okay.
Which is in the area, I guess 79th in Vermont to maybe 83rd.
Okay.
In Vermont, that's my area. That's where I got hip to everything.
Oh, like music? Mm-hmm. What? Because the record stores and stuff.
A record store across the street. Like.
Yeah. Let me get this for you.
I'm a little older than.
Me too. But I already got that vibe from you.
I'm from the era where there was like the liquor store was halfway the record store. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like it always had a record stand.
Where they had records?
Yeah. Oh. Just like like how some place would have comic books.
Oh.
They also would have a record stand.
Damn, that's cool. So you're a kid going to the store and then peeping out records and everything?
Yeah. Like my dad, he was really into blues and jazz. He was into everything. He loved records. And like I said, where we grew up at, on Normandy and Slauson, there was Cadet Records. Oh. So the swap meet, the swap meet is further up. But right on the corner of Slauson and Normandy was Cadet Records. Cadet Records was a distributor. Oh. And it
what kind of records?
Every kind of record. Record. Everything. Whatever, everything.
Disco, jazz,
funk, everything that came out came there.
Okay.
And then all of the record stores went and shopped there. But my dad found out that he could shop there too. So they actually had a box, which was like a, what do you call it? Like a, you didn't know what was going to be in the box. You got, some of everything, but some of what you wanted, probably some stuff you didn't want. But
some jams once in a while, maybe?
So he would, every, other payday, he would go and just go do that, and get the box and bring the box. And
a whole box?
Yeah, the whole box. A whole box of records. And,
that's cool.
And, so I got like doubles of a lot of stuff. And
how old were you?
I was a child, I was,
so
I grew up with like lots of records, but I didn't know hip hop.
Yeah.
Then I just knew, my dad had records, and
that's cool.
I like to sit and
and listen to the records.
And look at the covers. He had that stack right in the front. He had a component set, and he used to make like little like blues 8-track tapes. It's like, so
Your dad did?
Yeah, my dad. So like, I guess it's in my blood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like he influenced me from, you know, from the jump. So he's making all these tapes to send back to my family in Louisiana, and, you know, keeping them hip on what he think is hip.
Yeah.
And I would always peep that. And he had, you know, a taste that was like, you know, he liked mostly blues, but he also liked country, like jazz.
You like country too?
Yeah, he liked country.
So he liked it all.
Yeah, and so like, you know, as a kid, I'm rolling with my pop. So
Are you the only child?
No, I have 2 sisters and a brother, but they were all grown when I came along. So I kind of was raised by myself. But,
that's cool. That's what's up.
You know, so.
So this was what years in the 70s, or I'm feeling this like 70s or 80s.
Yeah, this was in the 70s.
Okay.
And I mean, I remember going to the record store and getting the Sugar Hill Gang with my dad.
I remember them.
Rapper's Delight, and not knowing what it was and having to kind of say a little bit of the song to get the guy to know what the record was, but he knew just what it was, and he was like, "Oh, I got you." He went and grabbed it off the shelf, you know.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, and I mean, that's.
Who are some of your favorite? So that was your first exposure to rap or hip hop?
Well, like, yeah, Sugar Hill Gang and Curtis Blow were my first exposures. Sugar Hill Gang was the first rap record I ever had.
Well, what were the ones where you're like, got like, whoa, these guys are tight? Like,
well, I mean, that happened later.
Oh,
you know, like,
okay, yeah.
Before that, it was just amazement, because it wasn't anything like you know, new. Where we're in LA, so we have a certain start point of hearing hip hop versus, you know, where it originated. And, you know, it had a whole life before it got to us. That first time. So you know, we have a different little take on it. So I only heard one rap song, which was Rapper's Delight. Then I heard a second one, which was Curtis Blow Christmas Rap. In that like order. That was it. It wasn't like, you know, like everybody around the corner rap or anything like that.
This is before Kumo D
we didn't Run
DMC.
know any of that. None of that.
Okay.
None of that.
It wasn't the 70s.
It wasn't New York. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
New York had that.
They had that.
Like where every, you know, it was a thing already. Like they built it.
New York, yeah.
Here it kind of like debuted, you know, like in a song, like a whole culture debuted in a song to us, you know what I'm saying? Like where we built off of that. Like, so
what were some of the first West Coast crews to come out, like, since you brought it up? Because you said it, New York, but then like, because I look at you guys kind of like OG heads, like,
I mean, like I said, it's had a lot of lives. And when I was a kid, it was like Toddy T, Mixmaster Spade, like.
See, I never even heard of these cats.
Okay, so see these dudes, they're from Compton.
Yeah, so this is before like NWA and all that stuff.
This predates that. Like, okay, so
I love this. This is the history right here.
There wasn't like a record thing going on,
but there was a scene.
It was a scene. It was more like a tape scene, mixtapes, tapes.
Oh.
That's where you heard MCs, like neighborhood MCs, they be on a mixtape, and that's where I got to hear Toddy T and Mixmaster Spade. There's several other ones that, you know, kind of after they made tapes, they made records.
Oh. That's how they got their buzz going.
You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't to get a buzz. It was just cool.
But people liked it.
Yeah, people liked it.
They reached.
It was strictly just for the homies, like kind of thing. Like it wasn't like oh, we gonna one day make it with this or not. Nah, it was just like this is not going on the radio because it was like it was
I made
X-rated.
this on the weekend. Here, check it out, peep it out.
Yeah, but okay, like they had a style like. What
do you think, Bryce? This is history right here. This dude, he's like mapping out. Keep going. Hey man, you should try this though, man, because I've been dying for you to taste that because I know you're thirsty. Yeah, there's no sugar. That's sparkling water there. There you go. This is great, man. I love the history. I love it. Yeah, let's just keep going on this.
Well,
Thing.
there wasn't. How can I say it?
Oh, you're right. He loves you, dude.
Yeah,
Jeez, he loves you.
We're gonna hang out. He wants
He
to
cried
bite
when
on
you
me, though.
left.
He wants to
He
bite on
cried.
me. The style of doing these songs and stuff, like it wasn't someone like with a drum machine or with any kind of skill like that. We were
pause tapes.
No, they were rhyming over the instrumentals of other rap records.
Oh,
You feel me? So like we didn't even start from. We had to kind of learn breaks and different stuff. It was
samplers too. Then
yeah. And they would basically parody. They would parody a popular song. You know, like say Houdini. Like the freaks come out at night, or it wouldn't be the freaks come out at night. It'd be something else. They'll change it, you know, but to keep it in the same. You know, like it's the same trend that was happening. You know, like
so kind of like karaoke.
Okay, like remember Roxanne, and then they had a million other people answered that song.
Yeah. That
like
was a
that.
big hit, right?
Yeah, it was a big hit,
Yeah,
but it was
hit,
also a trend thing that happened, and it was for a moment. It was so fresh to have a Roxanne rap, like some kind of if you can insert yourself into this story.
Yeah,
it was dope. And
so they're recording at home, or just doing it over like a tape recorder?
Yeah, like on a 4-track.
Oh.
And
4 tracks. Well, these people probably don't know what a 4-track is. Like,
okay,
because we're in the digital era, you know. Like that's why.
Okay,
like
so
this is not even. This is an 8-track, but 4 tracks were on tapes.
Yeah, 4 tracks are on a cassette tape. You know, like a regular cassette tape is A side, B side.
Yep.
Okay, it's still the same tape. Mm-hmm. All right. So a 4-track, the heads read A side, B side, C side, D side. It reads both sides at the same time in the same direction.
Yeah,
it's really dope.
Yeah,
you know, like it makes it where you can do pause mixes. You can do lots of things that you would do in the studio, like writing your house. The sound quality at a point wasn't that good, but you know, whatever. You can get tunnel. You
get to display your idea.
Yeah.
So how'd you get your first tracking machine? That you must have been the popular kid, like that's like having a studio back then, right?
I conned my pops to get it. I conned him. I did.
So back then,
it was shameful.
Well, no, that's cool, man. That's your dad, though.
Yeah, you know, he knew what's up. Look,
Yeah. How old were you?
I was probably 14, 15, maybe.
Damn,
yeah, somewhere around there.
Wow.
And my cell was like, look, Dad, if I get the 4-track, I can take one of your tapes that's like 60, because he's big on recording like the radio, and like he loves his blues shows and things like that, right? I'm like, I can like quadruple your recording. Like, I'll record your shows on the track and just let it run and then like we'll do another track, and like I was convincing them how I could. Yeah, I did a couple, but not, you know, but that was the pitch to be like, I need this 4-track. That's
cool.
Hey, he got it for me.
Where did he go get it?
Guitar Center.
Oh, Guitar Center back. So back then there was Guitar Center?
Yeah. We've been going to that Guitar Center forever.
80s?
Yeah, in the 80s.
Do you know Guitar Center was around back then?
I thought it was a newer
I thought it was like kind of new.
It's been around forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
So back then, what kind of stuff they have at Guitar Center for like making beats or recording and stuff?
All of the Jkyc products.
All like them. MPCs were already out.
No, MPCs weren't there
but
yet.
That one?
It was, that probably was.
Yeah.
But it was mostly rack mounts.
Samplers.
They had other brands that made samplers too, that were there, like Korg.
Korg, they're still around.
Yeah, they had rack mount sampler. We had one out. The very first sampler I ever put my hands on was a Korg sampler. It was a trip.
Was it a keyboard?
No, it was a rack mount.
It was a rack mount Korg,
and it wouldn't save. it never would save. So we would always.
What about the disc? It didn't have a disc?
It wouldn't save. It was some, like sometimes you get a piece of equipment and it's just bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like his will work fine, but the one you has, it just has a flaw in it. It was just like one of those things.
But can you return it and get a refund and get a new one?
I mean, yeah. But
you didn't want to mess with doing all that.
Nah.
Yeah. So it wouldn't save. So you would how would you record?
Okay. You
would have to just record it then and there.
So we had different, like to start on how we actually recorded. Let me go back.
Yeah. This is great. This is history,
okay.
Man.
So we didn't have any examples to be like, oh, you go get this, you go get that.
Yeah.
We kind of like figured it out.
This is all new.
New, totally new. We knew we wanted to make music and we wanted to make beats, but we really didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Then we started realizing, like the records. Oh, we have records. We have the records that everything is being made.
Yeah.
At the time when we were, kids was on the radio, we had all those records. So we started learning how to do pause mix. Where it's
Explain to them what a pause mix is.
Okay.
To the viewers.
So before we had a sampler, we did what's called a pause mix, and that's when you play a portion of the song. Usually, like the source is another tape. So you have double cassette deck.
Okay. Yep.
Or you can do it on the 4-track. We did it both ways. Like if we just wanted the tape to play for each other, we did it on the boombox.
Yeah.
So like you have the beat that you want to sample on the one tape.
Yeah.
And then you got the tape that you record on. Record, play,
pause. Then
stop,
you go
rewind.
repeat process. To just to loop a break?
Yeah, to loop a break.
That must have taken forever, dude.
But then once you had it, you was killing. Like it was like ooh, I took you all day, but like I got 5 minutes of fucking drummer.
Just like a loop, like a break beat.
Yeah.
Kids have it so good now. They just got their phones
But you know what? That's all good too.
Yeah.
Because that's the nature of man is to improve and make like okay, you don't gotta go out and like rub two sticks together for your fire.
Yeah.
Like I'll let you use the lighter. You know what I'm saying? Like here's but some people get mad. They be like, man, these fuckers get to use the lighter. Man, we have to rub two sticks together. But hey, I look at it like let's use all the tools. We use all the tools. I want to use digital. I want to use analog. I don't want nobody to tell me anything about it. I'm gonna just do it, and you're gonna hear it, and that's what it's gonna. It's not gonna be like a. It's snobbery going on with with audio, but I'm somewhat of but certain things.
Well, you come from a different school too, man. Like a lot of these kids don't know, like the history you're saying. This is like. Probably new. Do you know half the stuff he was talking about?
Barely a tenth of it.
Like, and I'm sure a lot of even artists don't know what you're talking about. They're like, what?
Well, so like the tape, the things being on tape and things being digital. Like I guess I am blessed to have been in a world where it was only the tapes.
Yeah.
It was only like let's like when you leave the studio, you get a tape.
Yeah.
Not a CD. Not a tape, and then
you got your 4-track master tape.
Yeah,
you guard it.
I did. We used to do the poor man copyright. We used to like mail it to ourselves. And,
right.
And I actually found these, and I was like, I just opened them. I was like, nobody's stealing this stuff,
So like, when did you start like actually like developing songs, and when did you meet like? When did you go to Blowed? Is that like years later? That must have been
years later. Okay, lifetimes. There's all kind of different lifetimes. So I was in high school, and we did this.
Who's we?
Well, I say we. I just generalize, but I was in high school. And probably this is 1987. Started going to iFresh.
What's iFresh?
iFresh was the precursor to all of those things, to the Good Life, it was before all that.
Wow. Dude.
So it was Ben Caldwell, same as, he has Chaos Network, where they hold Project Bloat. And he was holding this thing every week. I don't think it was on a Thursday. I think it was on a Friday, but it could have been Thursday. I don't remember. And
you mean like at a little event?
Well, you know where Chaos is, right? Where they
not really.
Okay,
no.
so it's right on the corner in Leimert Park. Okay, so that's always been there.
Oh.
Okay, he's always had this spot, right?
Is it like a little store or something?
No, it's not a store. It's like a artist
workshop, maybe
creative space type kind of, like. But way before anybody was having any kind of creative spaces for and so like he was basically offering the youth in the area that was interested in hip hop to come there and be there instead of be anywhere else, like and we got to like get down, like he gave us a stage. He was like, he set up a camera and he was like,
it's like a workshop.
Yeah, it was like a workshop. And he's like, let me hear it. Let me go. Go. And
so you performed.
Yeah, the first day I walked in there, and I gotta tell you, let's go back a little further. All right, so I'm working with Mixmaster Wolf. We were in a crew together, like as kids.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm working with him, and we make beats in his dad's studio. His dad is Myango Jackson, and he's a percussionist that played on all kind of stuff. Stevie Wonder, Miles Davis, all kind of, and he's on tour. He's gone. So we in the studio. That's how I got to use a Korg sampler. That's how I got to see what a 4-track is. Who would have that? Only somebody's dad who's in the
He's doing it.
So, but we kind of was taking over it. But he would be gone. We just we were like running it. We were like,
cool.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But he came home one time.
You made a demo. You made like a whole demo.
Oh yeah, we made all kind of tapes.
Yeah.
When he came home one day, it was like, y'all got to get the hell out my studio. Like, really? Like, and we were like, just heartbroken. It was like, damn, what we going to do now? But then
you had this new place.
Well, he brought us there.
Oh, he's like, you could go here.
He's like, I'm bring y'all here and get out my studio, and y'all go here. And that's how we got introduced to iFresh, All right, so now.
So you were around precursor before Blowed. This is before Project Blowed.
Yeah. This is before Blowed. Wow. Like, I remember AC coming over.
I'm a big fan of his, man.
And telling me the idea of Project Blowed. Like, I got the idea for this thing called Project Blowed.
He came up with it, or Mike? This was before he even met the other dudes?
No. Oh. This is okay. So I guess we got to do like a history.
Yeah. Please do. Because that's why you're here, dude.
Hey, you know
what I'm saying? Like, no, you're the dude to do it.
At one point, people had a fantasy that like we all lived like on the same block somehow, like like everybody, like they thought the Far Side lived there, Freestyle Fellowship lived there, we lived here, like it was like one big it's not that, you gotta kind of know how like the things unfolded or whatever.
Before Far Side, right?
Yeah, it's before Far Side, but it's a definite like order of
break it down.
I was listening. I used to listen to Mike Nardone's show, and I would hear the song, and I was like, "Who is this?" I didn't know who it was. I didn't know everybody. I didn't know people for a minute.
Wait, rappers?
Rappers.
Yeah.
For like after iFresh, I thought most people just stopped rapping. I mean, I was doing it for their skill, like just the hobby of doing it. I couldn't find anybody, so I didn't think it was hardly anybody doing it until like
that show, radio show,
Good Life.
Oh, the Good Life.
Well, Good Life and that show. So the show let me hear what was going on at the Good Life. You know, they were playing
freestyles or something.
no,
Or
they would play To Whom It May Concern, Freestyle Fellowship,
great,
and
great,
they would
great,
play
great little
120
album,
seconds. Happy birthday to me,
Yeah,
happy
yeah, yeah,
birthday
yeah.
to me.
That's
I
AC
just-
song.
Yes,
Yeah,
AC
yeah,
song,
yeah.
and I'll be like, he just played Cypress Hill, and then he played that, and then I'll be like, both of those blowing my mind, right? Because I'm like
love
Cypress
Cypress
Hill,
Hill.
like
Hell yeah.
Be Real's voice,
Muggs.
man, on that
Muggs, too.
early.
Bugs. Woo. His production, man.
Yeah, super dope production. Illest horns.
Oh.
You know, like that whole thing. And he had that sound. I remember, like, look, I know we taking a tangent, but
No, I love it. Whatever you're doing, I love every second of it. We're good. We're good. Let's keep
I
rolling.
remember speaking of Cypress Hill, it was a Arsenio Hall,
I remember that show.
and it was like the Beastie Boys.
Dude,
And it was like that the beat. I was like, oh, that's a Muggs beat. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
no, that's
yeah.
Muggs. Like,
I love that.
And then when Be Real came out, like he just came out and did a part, and it was just like, man,
His voice,
it
man.
was so dope. Yeah, his
Oh,
voice
yeah,
is
yeah.
classic.
Damn, that was a great time in music, man.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. I always thought too. You know how certain MCs blow up, like it's a route. Now I won't say like they're blowing up because they're planning it or something like that. People wish they probably could do that, but it's just a natural thing. And then they'll guest on different records until their thing comes. But every guest is like they're killing it. They're like super. Just like it's almost like you could just see it. You could just see it. Like who's on it? Like Busta Rhymes on it. You know, like
Is Razzcast from out here too?
You know, honestly, I'm not sure exactly where Raz is from.
Oh,
I know
okay.
he's from California, but I'm not sure exactly where
Sorry,
though.
Yeah.
Raz is dope.
Yeah.
Raz is dope lyrically.
So we're in the 90s now.
Okay, so
This is where
no,
went
we
seven.
gotta finish with the 80s.
Okay, let's go.
Okay,
Yeah, we're in the 80s.
We gotta finish with the 80s, and because I gotta tell you how we learn to make beats.
Yeah, for
All
sure,
right,
for
so,
sure.
All right, so we get the S950, but previously we had just the keyboard. So Yusef is a genius. He can play by ear. So
Really?
yeah. So if you get 1990, which is this record that like predates World Ultimate, and it shows
This was before the album. Oh yeah, I saw that online. Yeah.
This.
So can people buy this now?
Yeah, for a limited time because
Where can they
almost sold out.
Where can they get this? Where can they buy this?
They can get it from me.
Okay.
Just hit me at satchelpages@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to order any of these vinyls, if you want to go to the distributor, just go to fatbeats.com. They have it. Well, I think they still have it. They're approaching selling out. So.
We'll toss those links. In the
Yeah,
description
we're gonna
below.
toss. Yeah, we're gonna do this at the end
Sure,
too.
sure.
Yeah.
So this album shows a lot of our MIDI production because before we had the sampler, we were just MIDI and we were trying to make funky beats in music that sounded like a beat, but we couldn't sample. It was really frustrating.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
And then, but we had a whole style that came out of that.
Mm-hmm. This is you and Yusef.
This is me and Yusef.
How'd you guys meet?
High school. We had like a homeboys we kicked it with, and I was in the 9th grade, he was in 10th grade, and like
How do you know he did music?
we didn't. We
You just hung out with him?
Yeah, we just hung out. Like it was like I believe it was like summer, was coming,
Wow.
and then I was like, oh, here, let me give you my number,
Yeah.
so we can kick it because. You know how like you just peep someone like you cool.
Yeah,
like,
like you got that vibe. He's cool, dude.
Yeah, because we used to peep each other. He'd be like, he had a style because he was over on the west side and I was South Central. So I had b-boy style, he had b-boy style, but even though like we were in LA, we had slightly different styles, and we had a different way of talking.
Man, you guys' voices complemented each other so good on the on them songs.
I love
man.
how that does.
He had a unique vocal style too,
and
dude.
it changed a lot too. And it was just naturally changed. Like sometimes he'll be like this, and he'll be like that.
You go high too, though.
Yeah,
Kinda.
I gotta like my when I see my voice imprinted like in a wave, it's pretty strong.
Yeah.
You know,
when did you guys develop those rhyme styles? Because you guys had a unique rhyme style also. Just your whole Nonce
it was a
sound and everything.
development of just trying to impress each other.
Oh, just you and him?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, just me and him and growing and learning.
Yeah.
And then back to trying to just impress each other. Cause
And you both made beats?
Yeah, we both made beats.
See, that's like, boom, double combo.
Yeah.
Because
So
not a lot of crews are like that, man.
yeah, so we both made beats, and it'll be like I was telling somebody that we had a very odd way of communicating how we construct the beats. But it's not odd. It's actually something.
You had formulas.
Yeah, like we describe the sounds and the colors a lot. And I didn't know that was a thing. I just thought we just did that. Like it's like this beat is this color, or it's got this kind of shade to the horn or something. We just describe it like that. And so he could build it to me, I could build it to him.
Yeah.
And I knew exactly what I know what records to go to get this sample like that. Like, I know that you want that brown. You need this break right here. Like, you know, it was dope. And
so you guys like helped each other in production.
Oh yeah. Like it was really easy. It was more like having an idea was the most thing. So it was like, we could make it. It's just like, well, what we gonna make? It's like, okay, got ideas. So we have constant, back and forth, and that's.
Do you document any of that back then, like on a camcorder or anything?
A very little bit. I mean, I did.
Man, like a little documentary, a Nonce documentary.
We went to some studio, like I think it was like Track Studio or something, and I think I had the camcorder, and we were like. Taping, like leaving the studio, and we were just talking or whatever. I was always into like recording, any kind of thing. So but as I'm doing it, I'm walking with the sampler and I like bang it on the pole.
Oh, because it's heavy, it's big.
Because I'm trying to do the camera and I'm trying to walk and And then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. Don't worry, We always had a good time. We could have probably document it more, but we were like really like working hard in the studio. Like there's. So
when did you come up with the name and crafting songs and all this stuff?
So after we became good friends that summer, I realized like he wanted to sing.
You want to sing?
Yeah, he wanted to sing. He wasn't a rapper. He wanted to be a singer, and but over hip hop beats. Like before New Jack Swing, this is like, so when New Jack Swing came,
it was like Troop or like R&B stuff. Troop,
yeah. Like Ready for the World. I mean, like like those type of and he could sing too.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, he could sing.
Doubt it.
And we had a plan, and it was like, okay, so if you make it, like you have fantasies, like. But actually, everything happened in a sense, but it was like, okay, if you get signed, if you get like, then you'll bring me, and then you put me on, and then like if I get on, then I'm gonna put you on because you'll be singing, and then you'll just do whatever. You'll just go. That was our.
Did you make a demo? Can we hear any of this singing stuff that he did back in the?
Yeah, I actually have a lot of.
I would love to hear that.
Like. Right, I guess before, like our last music, I have some stuff of him singing, and it's like his music and stuff. I mean, he's like amazing, man. Like,
dude, you gotta how about you should make a whole fresh album of just him. Yeah, like a homage, homage to Yusef Aflo.
I have an album, Foreign Objects of his, which is like his last thing that he did.
Yeah.
And I got it mastered, so I'm gonna release it like because it's dope.
Dude, I would love to hear it.
This one's not out yet.
Nah,
no,
it's not out. I mean, some people
so this
have
is just
heard it, but it's like it trips me out because anytime I guess like a close friend or something is gone, but yet they leave these things there of them speaking, and like you know how people go through changes, and you so it's like even them speaking and then them speaking on a level where you're like, damn, this motherfucker is really like telling me some shit, you know what I'm saying, from beyond. Because when I listen to it, I think like mentally he like elevated somehow, like, you know, like we were always like I said, like we were impressed, we were like together, so but we were brothers, and we're like, you know, not like blood brothers, but like soul brothers.
Oh, for sure,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So we're progressing, and I'm looking at him like, am I gonna, you know, like the equivalent of like, am I gonna get like, you know, a goatee, you know, my mustache, am I gonna get a mustache one day? You know, I'm young, you know, I don't know if I'm growing.
Oh, is he older than you?
He's a little bit older than me, but I'm speaking more of that's the feeling, but trade the, am I gonna get a mustache or will I have a beard with your creativity? Am I gonna become like a full artist? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching him do it. I'm watching him like being like trying not to be like, hey, wait for me. You know what I'm saying? But watching him change, and you know, I'm wondering if I'm gonna get that or not, or what, you know.
That's crazy. I had no idea he sang. I thought he was always a rapper.
No, he sang, and we did a song, and he sang like the chorus, and then I was like, dude, just do a part. And then,
you got to
but he, you know, he wanted to, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like
to sing.
He sang the part.
Well,
but
you
then,
wanted him to do a little couple
I want to
bars?
do and because I was just like, just do it. I mean, not like do it, but like I could hear it, I could see, you know, like let me just hear it.
You heard it in the voice, like you heard it in his delivery, like what?
In him.
You just knew he could do it.
Yeah, you know, like even though he said he wanted to be a singer, I'm still like,
come on, just do it.
Yeah, like so when I said do it, he did it, and then it was like. See, and then we did another one. Then we did another. Then it was like, then it was
I love it.
And
you got it out of him.
Yeah,
you got it out of him.
And
that's fresh, man.
I went on a trip to visit my sister, and I have my thesaurus, and I'm looking around in my thesaurus. I just like to look through it for stuff. I'm addicted to words, and I found the word Nonce while I was on this vacation, and I'm way far, you know. I'm in Louisiana.
I love it, man.
And it's the beginning of the vacation. It's not even like the end. So it's like I got 2 weeks before I get back to be, you know, like, okay, what you think, you know. So I sat with it for.
You came up with it.
Yeah. And I mean, it fit so well what we were trying to, you know, ultimately will want to do, like say like to make up words in a song. It was like, you know, like you
break down the word to the viewer. Break it down. Yeah.
So the Nonce means to make up words in a song, which was the epitome of what we wanted to be trying to do, is to make slang that everyone is saying, or just to, you know, it could even be styles of gear, you know, how people dress, and, you know, like how, you know, I tie my shoestring, or just everything is something, you know, and I mean, that's what fueled a lot of things. 'Cause like I said, like the way like hip hop and everything unfolded to us is a little different than how
seems like more organic with you guys. You guys just kind of, because you guys were friends.
Yeah, we were.
Then you got him to rap, and then
we were friends, and then we both had about the exact same exposure
to music,
to you know, well, to hip hop at least. Like everything I heard, he heard, and then he might heard a little bit more. Cause
so what were you guys checking out back then? Like when you guys were together, like what kind of groups do you guys look up to? Like, oh yeah, they're tight. Or
well, I had ones that I liked that I thought I would hip use up to. I mean, you know, we're young, you know what I'm saying? So I would play like here's this Eric B. and Rakim. Right? He'll play Ultramagnetic.
I knew you were gonna say that.
He liked.
I thought of Ultramagnetic.
He really liked Ultramagnetic. Kool Keith.
Kool Keith.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of his.
Yeah,
He's
me too.
tight. Yeah,
me too.
he's
I'm
tight.
super fan of Kool Keith. Kool Keith is fucking dope.
Yeah.
And we would just pick things apart. Like both of us, we listen to stuff, and I don't know why we thought we could just be like, yo, that scratch was like, just like this little part, like they could have, like, we're critiquing, like,
oh, you guys were analyzing the cuts.
we're like trying to, and I say trying to, we just naturally, because we,
well, you guys are student, like you like really studied it.
Oh yeah, like how.
This is crazy, man. This dude.
What we did to really figure out beats was listen to Public Enemy,
Bomb Squad,
yep. And we listened to Premier, and we listened to Prince Paul.
Dude,
and
shout out to Prince Paul. Shout out to Prince Paul.
That's what taught us how to.
What about Pete Rock?
Pete Rock too. Well, Pete Rock,
or Large Professor.
Large Professor.
Yeah.
Large Professor. Okay, so
main
all of those, and maybe not exactly in the order that I stated, but like the order that they were revealed to us here in LA, we studied all of those, and how to combine the breaks and the samples and the MIDI. That was the key. Like to have all of them together, that makes the Nonce sound in certain. Little techniques that we do on vibes and horns and things. We have little things that we process them
through the integrated into the beat,
like when we mix. If there's a horns, if you listen to a Nonce record, the horns are always EQ'd. Like say if we're like right here and you have.
Do you pan them?
Yeah,
I knew it because I'd hear them like it's trippy too. Like if you listen to their sound in headphones, it's kind of trippy because you feel like it's hitting you in different ways.
Panned,
you know what I'm saying?
And then it's going to the beat.
Yeah, like
it's set to the tempo of the track.
That's tight.
And so it's like. And the beat, like like it could be like a buzz. We have buzzes because, like I said, like we listen to Public Enemy. We used to, so we put all that stuff in there, but we'll pan it and we'll pan it and we'll EQ it a certain kind of way. So like the horns sit here, the drums sit here, the roads and it has a space and
that's the Nonce.
Yeah, that's the Nonce.
That's the Nonce sound right there.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, and people tripped that it was just just a 950,
Wow.
But after that, Yusef used a Dub 30.
What's a Dub 30?
Rolling keyboard.
Okay, is that
a sampler workstation? It's like it's everything. So it's got synth sounds and you can sample on it.
On the keys?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Another master that was Thavius. He was a master of the Dub 30 too.
Oh, shout out to Thavius.
Yeah, he's
shout out to Thavius.
Incredible on the Dub 30. Like where, certain people can rock beats.
He mastered Ableton by now, right? I mean, he does workshop. He teaches workshops and stuff.
He knows all that.
Yeah.
All that. He's on something new every year.
Yeah.
Like a new because he. Yeah, because. We did
I just peep him and Gino on Amoeba. They would drop new albums all the time. I'd be at the cash register like, how these fools dropping all this new music? They're like on this label, on that label. I was just peeping them like, these guys are like prolific as hell.
I just
like
worked
100
with
albums in the system. Like Gino, like Subtitle, he went by Subtitle back then.
Yeah. I just worked with Thavius last year. I got a crew called Name Science.
Yeah, I was just gonna, I wrote that down. Name Science. I saw it on your Instagram.
And we did a whole album with Thavius, and it's dope. It's like it's really fresh. We got a master, so it's like we're sitting on it right now, trying to figure what's what. But it's gonna be really dope, and it's called When You Get Here.
Cool. So look out for that, viewers.
Yeah.
I want to know when y'all got signed for the Nonce, like how you like.
Okay.
You got discovered.
Well, we were going through it. We were active as youngsters trying to get on labels and, that thing. We had like a tunnel vision for that because that was...
Back then, that's all you had to do that.
Yeah. I think first we got with this guy named Tony Haynes, who was he's a songwriter, and I think he wanted to sign us to like his like publishing probably something like that.
How did you hear about you guys?
Through a mutual friend.
Okay.
So we weren't actually called the Nonce so much right then. We had made a song, called the Nonce song. Now this is way before all that. This is like
before the picnic song.
This is way before. This is just the beginning of us. You know what I'm saying? And Tony would introduce us like as the Nonce Brothers or something like that. Like we didn't have a name. We didn't even have a name for our crew. We was just like.
But it was always you two though.
Yeah, it was just always us. So he kept, and we would be like, no, don't say that. Like, don't say Nonce Brothers, or that's too like Jungle Brothers. Who we love. We didn't want to. We didn't want to. We didn't want like that was too personal. Like, and then he was like the Nonce. I was like, all right, that's fine, whatever. There you go. We're good, and just like that, So it didn't really work out with Tony. So we went to this label called Sedona. So Sedona, we worked with Sedona for maybe a year. And that's how that 1990 album comes about. So actually, let me correct that. So we worked with Sedona first, and then we fell out with them over creative differences.
Oh, they wanted to.
Yeah, man.
Change your sound.
What is up with that? I mean, like, why would like? It never. Me and Yusuf could never tolerate that. We could never, ever talk. We were kids, and we was telling grown men like, fuck you. We're not doing this. We're not. Nah. Like, huh? You want like we had like strong ethics about like our music and what we thought. It went through every label was the same way in a sense. They never can see what they really have. They know what they want. They want what the other person got. They want what is already blown up. But what blew up was something that just blew up. So you push what you have and make it blow up. You expose what you're doing. You don't try to copy the other thing just to be in the cookie cutter machine to be played. It's not gonna last. It's not gonna. I try not to do any songs I don't feel or want to do to avoid any kind of emotion.
That's integrity right there. Yeah, come on, man. That's cool.
So
especially in today's age, man. Because I also want to talk about that in a few minutes. But keep going, man.
So they basically wanted to change the way we were doing our production. And
that's your sound, dude.
Yeah, they had no idea. They didn't understand. That's why those tapes were sitting in that locker for like all this time, and I just got them because, they were. Whoever was renting out the studio space now was like, get rid of all of it. They never like Nonce did all kind of stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? But they never were even awake to be like, oh, we could do this now. We could put the, like no brainer type kind of things. Well, anyway, that's just the nature of, how those labels were.
The record business, yeah.
So, we parted ways with them, and then shortly after, we met up with Toni, and then after that, we got with Wild West. So that's like the progression to get to Wild West. Wild West was really cool. It was located right there on Melrose.
Oh, that close?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
right off of Melrose, and they gave me the freedom, or gave us the freedom to go in and record. Like to get sessions in. Like, I learned how to do a session, and they trusted us, to get in there and go, like, get a project done.
Who worked the board though?
Oh, we had an engineer.
Oh, you had an engineer.
We had an
Okay,
engineer,
okay.
but like, we didn't need any other producer or
you guys are set.
Anyone there.
Yeah.
So, funny story is that when I did mixtapes, like the original version of mixtapes, I did it on 4-track, and AC came over and he picked it up for Project Blow.
Oh, for a compilation there,
Yeah,
dude?
it was, because I didn't even get us to the label. I gave it to AC because I was like, how what are they gonna control everything I do? Not here, so I gave it to him, right?
Yeah, he loved it. I bet. I mean,
he did.
Put it on the thing.
He did. But I got this call from the label.
Saying, what? Oh, because it was already leaked.
Yeah, and they was like, we got this tape, and they got one of your songs on there. That's you, right? And it's like, what's up with that song? And they was like, why you didn't just bring it to us? We would have put it out. I was like, because that wasn't how the song came about. It wasn't like, here's this like song, let's go see what label we could get. It wasn't that. It was, oh, I got this dope song here. It was just like that. Like, oh, you need it. This is perfect for that. Take it. Boom. It wasn't like, oh, let's think about the label first or anything like that. So they were like,
with that compilation, a lot of heads listen to that compilation.
Well, I mean, my label, it got back to my label like within a week, and they called me, was like, what's up with this song? And I was like, it's nothing up with the song. And they was like, well, can we record it? And I was like, yeah, let's record it. Fine. You like it? That's cool. I mean, I didn't, like I said, I didn't do it to be like, y'all need to make this a song or
you didn't,
a single or something.
No, you just did it to do it.
Yeah, I just did it. And
so is the 4-track version still out there?
it's the Project Blow.
Oh, it's just on there. Mm-hmm. What compilation is that? What's the Blow compilation called?
Is Project Blowed? I don't know. It's the first one.
Okay,
very number one.
Okay, number one
with the light bulb.
Okay.
And,
who else was on that?
CVE, Volume 10. There's a heavyweight song on there with everybody. Freestyle Fellowship.
Okay,
Medusa.
so it's classic album.
Yeah, super classic.
Okay, yeah. So you recorded mixtapes in the studio for your label with Yusef.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So on the original version, Yusef's verse is not on there because it wasn't like a, what I'm saying? It was just like a something I just did,
So it's shorter, huh? Like
it's shorter.
Like 2 minutes, maybe?
It's no second verse. There's no third verse.
Oh.
So then when we go to the studio and record it, Yusef redid the drums for me. So we changed some of the drum sounds for the studio version versus the 4-track version, and then we added the mix at the end, and then he added his verse, which is an amazing verse.
Oh, yeah.
And then every remix he changes his verse. Like, so
Yusef?
So like when you so when you hear like the original mixtape has got one verse, then we had like 2 other remixes, each different verse, and he was like, "But you got to keep yours." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He was like, "I'm gonna change mine, but you gotta keep yours." But no, it wasn't like that. It was like. He could see a little something that I couldn't quite grasp. Like he'll be like, bust that rhyme for me. He would still be like that. He'll be like, bust that I got this beat. Let me hear this. Like
you started off though. You make the song. Your verse. Everyone remembers your verse too.
Yeah, I mean,
mostly too, right? So.
I mean, it was just cool how that progressed. So it was
mixtapes. You can even go on YouTube. Historical legendary song from the Nonce. Please peep that out, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, how we doing on time, man?
We're good. I want to see some of these pictures.
I want to see the drawings too, but I want to know your opinion because you're like, you're an OG to me, and I want your opinion on today's like music and stuff because you come from an era where I mean, for me, in my opinion, there's more integrity. It was more raw. And what do you think about cats now? Like the
So I have a very complex view of it, but it's a forgiving view.
Okay.
You know, I haven't always felt that way. You know, like in the past couple of years, I've changed. I used to be like, shit is whack. It's not, you know, nothing that I'm feeling or anything, but it has something. You know, I must admit, it has something. It doesn't have the other thing that I want, but it's got some other thing. And that lets me know that it's in a stage. So the progression of this is coming. It's going to, like, these guys, like, they're doing it for, just like how hip hop unfolded here, different from New York. These people started rhyming now from a jump off that wasn't none of that. You know what I'm saying? So they got a whole nother foundation that's not this foundation, and we, you know, help put it there. So, you know, they're actually building off of us.
Kendrick's tight. I like Kendrick.
No, Kendrick's dope.
tight.
Kendrick is dope. It's a lot of other dope people, but it's a lot of people that's like, you know, it's a lot of clutter and filler and it's a lot.
What do you think about the mumble rappers?
Same thing. It's something in it, but it ain't, you know, it's not perfected. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, see,
It's different.
I'm thinking of it like this. This is just a stage. You know, it's like skinny jeans. It's like that was, you know, we would have been talking crap about that, but that's past now.
Like the cross colors and all that.
Now it's just gonna change and morph into something. So basically, we need to be sending them messages of how to get it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of like telling them like, man, that shit is garbage or whatever, like, hey man, read a book. You know what I'm saying? Like, go, you know, invest in some more culture. And what will happen is now these guys here that are here might elevate and become rich scholars. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got fantasies. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look at it like that. I don't want to look at it like, you know, this is so terrible. I'm gonna just look at it like it's a stage. You know, like it's an infancy. You know, we're gonna like, I mean, look at like our hip hop. It was basically a party rap. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really was going like, hey man, y'all rapping about the disco. You know, you rapping about, you know, throwing your hands up or whatever. But then later, more, you know, like conscious rap came, which gave you the perspective. Now, do you want to, you know, still be talking about throw your hands up in the air, or do you want to like progress? And you know what I'm saying? So it was like a stage. It was like a party stage. Then it got like a display stage, like a skill stage. Then it got conscious, and then it got so conscious that it forgot everything and started over another cycle.
You ever peep out the Boogie Monsters?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
That's, I think
when you said conscious, because I discovered them in college, and I'm like, they remind me of like the Far Side, but like from the East Coast. Yeah.
But it's just cycles, you know what I'm saying? I don't get too caught up in it. I don't pay attention to it. My kids, they're in, you know, into everything that's, you know, basically popular right now. And I notice different things that like when I hear stuff, like I hear the current stuff, I'm not gonna say any names. I'll just say
it's cool, man.
There's a couple people I would say like, oh, he sounds just like old boy. He sounds just like old boy. He sounds just like the same, you know. Well, my kids don't hear it. They don't hear that it sounds the same, like that they're doing the same style. They don't even care. And I'll be like, so I say, it don't bother you that dude sound like Drake and they be looking at me like, what are you tripping on? Like I'm taking it way too serious. But see, that's just, you know,
it's a different mentality,
different.
man. It's different. They're just
like peep this. This is a trip one. All right. And my peers, writing your rhymes is tantamount to your name. you know,
It's important.
If
It's
Sach
important.
said it, Sach wrote it. You know what I'm saying? Not like maybe somebody wrote this or you know what I'm saying? Because our impression when we started was that you write your own rhymes. That's you know, it goes together. But in actuality, it didn't even start like that. Other people will rhyme other people's rhymes that they wrote for them. You know, like you watch the Get Down, you see like all kind of like everybody, one dude writing the rhymes for the whole crew. Like we didn't understand that part. So like we had our own like, oh, like seeing that is like shocking, you know, like it's like, cause you know, my jump off is a weird perspective. It's you know, I don't really know how to express that, but you feel me? Like we going like, oh, never like I always write my own rhymes. When in reality, our whole foundation was, you know, they was cool with that. You know, you didn't make a big deal about it, but they was, you know, cool with another MC, like, you know, being the genesis of, you know, just long as they probably got their little chip, which is back to, you know, like now.
Wow,
Like it's
so you're saying it's like repeating itself.
yes, it's
in a way.
repeating itself.
History is kind of repeating itself
and if
in a way.
you can see it, I mean, if you can open, you know, not judge it so tough. Because, you know, we love it. When it's not doing what we want it to do, we're going to complain and, you know, or try to. What best thing to do is just do example. Make music. Mm-hmm. You know,
That's why I'm happy you're here.
Thank you.
I'm happy Sach is here because this guy he could, you know, you talked about some history there, especially West Coast history. People don't know a lot of the stuff that you talked upon. And what do you think, Bryce? Like, half the stuff I didn't know, you know, because I discovered just Yom TV raps, and then I'm like, oh, you know, I saw Far Side live because I'm from San Diego, and when I saw them for the first time, I'm like, dude, these dudes they're sick. Like their live show was so entertaining. Like Fat Lip was doing sit-ups, and their live show was so. I mean, it's hard to put into words because, you know.
Yeah.
Shows are different now, but back then they were I saw them as performers, and I don't know, so they were so animated and dancing, and they just did it all.
I think now, speaking of performance, that's where I like to go with the shows. You know, like with actually bussing. There was a time where I felt it needed the example of a MC on the mic. You know, like in front of the mic, like just bussing. They needed that because it was going somewhere funny. So they needed that example. And I remember seeing it, and I remember being like vowing, like, oh, I'm going to kill it. Every time I grab this microphone, I'm going to display and, you know, just go for it instead of like, you know, not say holding back, but just keeping it, you know. Now it's a little different.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's a lot different, yeah. Like one main thing that I noticed is cats like have instead of doing their performance, they have their lyrics already on you know what I mean?
That is a no-no.
But you know what I mean? But you know what I'm talking about, and then they'll kind of like, it's kind of like they're rapping over like already their track.
Yeah, that's
instead of performing their song like live.
Yeah, that is terrible. If I come to see the MC needs to bust. I want to hear if you come to hear a singer, you're not coming to hear you coming to hear
singing over their own track.
Yeah, you coming to hear them get down right in front of you. That's what that's about. I've been to some terrible shows lately. I mean, I'm talking terrible, so terrible that I was like, should I intervene and say something to this man? And you know, like,
oh, you were just there just to chill and watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was feeling some kind of way about it because it was terrible. It was a toboggle. It was tough. They were rhyming. All right, don't ever do this. Like they're rhyming. Their whole, it's like your demo. You bring it. They brought it to the show and performed over it. It wasn't a good look, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And everybody seemed like they was cool with it, and it wasn't something
cheating. It's kind of like cheating, dude.
Yeah, it was beyond cheating. Yeah. It was more like you know, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. And
well, you come from a different.
And I was like, well, if you wanted to practice, then you can just practice. But then it didn't even seem like they practiced. Yeah, it was
what's the point of doing a show then, man?
Exactly.
I don't get it.
Exactly. When I do a show, I try to tell the crowd to relax, because a lot of times they're shocked when I'm about to perform. They can't really fathom it, in a sense.
Why is that?
I don't know. It just might be my energy or something that sneaks up on them. And then when I go, they usually like tense up. And when they tense up, we connect it, might pull my muscles and different kind of things. So I always tell them, relax. And then we all relax and I perform.
That's cool, man. Wow, man. We good, man? Like,
Oh yeah, I want to see more stuff.
yeah, let's,
Can we break for just a moment, or?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do a little, you want to do a little Amazon Associates? Yeah, you're good. Yeah, we can break.
All right, cool.
And then I'm just going to, are you still filming? So this is why I could do the little Associates. We're just doing a little commercial here.
All right, cool.
For those of you on Amazon, I'm an associate now, right, Bryce?
You're an official associate.
And I use nothing but the best. Wolf Thorn Old Spice. Smell this.
Try it on there, Steve. Show them how you
Smell that. Tell me it don't smell like real clean. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I use this. You can get this. So they just go on to
We have a store.
we have a store.
Amazon.com.
Amazon.com
/shop.
/shop /Steebee Weebee. And make sure you get your Wolf Horn Old Spice.
And check the description. We have a link down there.
We have a link down there below. Can I do another one?
Let's do another one.
Okay, let me do another one. After I get out of the shower in the morning, I don't use anything else but Old Spice pomade. This stuff stays in your hair all day. Smell it. Smell this, dude. Sass, check it out. Just peep it out.
Fresh out of the shower.
Is that fresh or what? So, you know what I mean? Like, definitely go to the Amazon store and get you some Old Spice pomade. Get this kind. Can I do one more?
Let's do another.
Okay. So when I get out of the shower every morning, I use nothing but the best Vaseline cocoa butter. I use it down there. On my down there. I use it up here. I use it up here.
In that order?
Actually, I'll put some on my nose because it's dry. And smell it. Come on, man. Hold on. Let's edit that. No, here. Let's redo it. Smell it. Is that fantastic or what? Get your Vaseline. Get your Vaseline cocoa butter at the Amazon store. So it's Amazon.com, right? /shop /Steebee Weebee. So I did 3. Is that good?
Good.
Okay.
Hey, this is Lil Ray. Why don't you press that button to subscribe to the Steebee Weebee Show, man? I'll see y'all later.
I subscribe to the Steebee Weebee Show, and it feels great. Oh, yeah.
Start to do time.
So what's this rhyme book, the Bibliomancy about?
It is my first book.
Yeah, here. So let's display it to the camera there. That's the Rhyme Press?
Yes.
Okay.
Rhyme Press.
Yep.
You can go order it on rhymepress.com, RYMEPRESS.com. This is the first book on Rhyme Press, and my first book. So it is a book of my best pieces. The pieces are special.
Let's give the mic, Steve.
Yeah.
Let's just start over.
Yeah, start it over. So, So what's that book you're holding there, Sach?
This is Rhyme Book Bibliomancy. This is my first book.
Through Rhyme Press.
Yes, through Rhyme Press. Also their first book as well. So it's a book of my poetry, my writings, but my special writings, not just any.
But poetry,
writings.
yeah.
So there was a time, when we spoke earlier, I said something about wondering if I was going to get my artistic goatee and, mustache, saying, was it going to come? I mean, I felt that it came, at a point, and it wasn't anything like I thought it was going to be, because I have no control over it. It just comes through me. Yep. And the pieces that are in this book were all pieces that came through me.
That's cool, man.
Versus me doing it. It's a difference. Like if you listen to my catalog, you can spot out like that's me and that's beyond me. So luckily and gratefully, I'm blessed to have things that are beyond myself, in a form. So this captures it in the word, and it also it has a lot of other things that are going to be revealed in the future, which I won't go into. I'll let the world of literature break it down. Okay, cool. But it is something definitely that you want to have to study if you want to get into flow.
That's so cool. Where could they peep that or purchase that book?
Just go ahead and go to rhymepress.com, RYMEPRESS.com.
And don't you guys have a social? There's a social, Rhyme Press social, right? Too
on
Instagram.
Instagram.
Okay.
And you can, if you go to Satchel Pages, because everything is under Satchel Pages as well.
That is your Instagram.
That's
Satchel.
my Instagram.
So his Instagram's
my social
Satchel Pages.
Satchel Pages, everything.
Yeah.
So you want to email me, you want to get at me on Twitter, you want to Facebook. It's all the same, same name.
And where do they get all these beautiful albums? The World Ultimate, 1990.
Okay, so 1990. Go ahead and hit up Fat Beats.
They're online?
Yeah, they're online. So hit up Fat Beats if you want this World Ultimate triple vinyl. Just
want it. You need to get this too.
Yep, and if you want
my favorite songs on here, Who
Side
Falls
of Things.
Apart. Yeah.
Who Ian Johnson did the covers for both of these pieces right here. And the most spiciest thing is Yusef's white tea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then was really, really, really clowning, besides the fact that the record sounds like amazing. I love the artwork, and it's called The Side of Things, and it's like these really dope lines right through our site. And
I just peeped that.
You know what I'm saying? It's really low key, but it's like
that vision.
The side of things, and it makes a perfect triangle, and it's like,
whoa. See that? I just peeped that. Thanks for saying
so
that.
shout out to Ian. So yeah, you can hit me up, Satchel Pages.
Deesky mastered it.
He mastered this.
Oh, shout out to Deesky.
That's why I was going to tell you that the
I want to
version.
I want to get 2Mex too. Remind me. I want to get 2Mex on here one day too.
It can happen.
Yeah,
I can make it happen.
I know Deesky.
The version of Who Falls Apart on here is super amazing. It's
a dope beat.
It's bomb.
Dude. Dope beat.
And it sounds even better now. I basically made it, and it's like I know how we originally it was on ADAT, and then we did 2-inch tape.
Dude, the beat's it's a beautiful chill beat.
Yeah, it sounds.
I will never get sick of just listening to that beat. I could listen to it every day. Believe me, go peep out Who Falls Apart by the Nonce.
Yeah,
it's on YouTube too.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Where someone's driving around and it's on there.
So that's like a you never know the whole reason why Who Falls Apart sounds that way, because it was an era in how I had some equipment hooked up, and I had the limiter and the compressor reversed, and it gave so when I thought I was compressing the sample, it was doing something to the limiter because it was like cross. Like I had to the
so
plugs
it's kind of by accident. Like you got that sound?
and it got that sound like it, and I had that sound on a couple things for like half a year because I didn't know I had to
see that now.
I didn't know I had it plugged in
because it's a little. It looks like there's an effect on it, like a reverb, but like.
And look, soon as I fixed it, I was like, I should put it back. I should just.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah,
it sounds like it's supposed to be on there. Hey, let's. So man, don't you have a thing called the living room? Let's not forget that too. The living room, and then the next shows you got.
Okay,
like your event, your weekly.
There's it's called a living room. Mm-hmm. We do this at usually every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. It's on 11th Street, 1142 East 11th Street. It's called a living room. We rock from.
Who's we?
Me, Self Jupiter. Well, me and Self Jupiter, we host it, and what it is strictly vinyl, strictly listening. You know, it's like it's no performances so much. You know, it's like MCs or anything like that. It's just come listen to these records because there's a lot of beautiful records and a lot of time, even like people are playing stuff. Nobody's taking time to actually hear. Great records, so like, man, we got to play Miles Davis at club level. Wow, dude.
How much is the cover, dude?
It's only $5.
$5, dude. Tell them
$5.
Tell them the address again, dude.
1142 East 11th Street.
In LA.
So
that's a great concept of a night.
And it's amazing. So depending on what DJs are curating the sets, they'll take you on a whole vision quest. So you're
real DJs are, huh?
Yeah, and everybody is playing sets that want to expose you to what they like. It's not like we're gonna play this because everybody expect you to play. Like most time you're gonna hear everything you never heard, but great things, we just haven't been up on it. And,
that's cool, man.
It's really, really, really fun. Yeah. I like doing that. We also do, I did a release party at Mean Green's Playhouse in Hollywood, which was really dope. And that's going to be a big thing coming up this year. I got a project that I'm doing with Mean Green as well.
That's what's up. Yeah. Hey man, do you still make your own beats and do you sell any of your production? Like for cats who like listen to the Nonce, when they watch this episode, they might want one of your beats and be like, damn, he's a type producer. What?
Just hit me up. You can, if you want to just listen to see what I'm on. Just go to my Bandcamp, which is Satchel Pages
What if
Music.
they want to buy one of your beats? Like there are artists and they're like, dude, can I get one?
Oh yeah. No,
like
I was just saying,
beat?
Like you might want to, test the road a little bit.
They'll definitely listen to the Nonce after this. So after they listen to this.
Just hit me up at my Gmail, and I do sell beats, but most time, I want to do it in a different way. I say like I sell the beat. We're gonna work together. What I'm saying? We're gonna collab. Like this is like once I do this, I don't want it to leave. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to control it. Like, this is my beat. Just but I say we both
cultivate it.
And a lot of people sell their beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay, but you're gonna, if it blows, you're gonna be kind of pissed. You just got like a couple G's or something for it or whatever it was for it, when you could get that ongoing money in royalty because you're a writer on it or something like that. That's just a different way to approach it. But if you would like to get some of my production, just hit me up, satchelpages@gmail.com.
Hell yeah. It was an honor having you, dude.
Thank you.
Dude, it was an honor. I was hyped when you just responded back. I want cats like you. That's what the Steebee Weebee Show is all about, man. I want people because I want them to learn something they don't, like a piece of history. Do you have any suggestions on who you think would be a good fit for this show? Well, we could discuss that after.
Yeah, right? we're going to discuss it after. I think I got a handful.
Okay, sorry about that.
I want to...
oh, shit. Oh, I forgot. Oh, because we got a box, too. So at this part of the show, I have to do a little shout out here to the Patreons and everything. So shout out to the new Patreons: Joseph Lee, Nikolai Lindy, Corey Pickle Dick, David Jang, and Joe. The people who bought my music, Vincent Salamat, thank you, Vincent, because he bought Duraflame Pencil and the Lil Ray's Volume 4. Mikkel Raymond, Lorenzo Orapisa, Philip Harris, and Jack Browning. Lil Ray's World Volume 4 is at SteebieWeebieBandcamp.com. Be sure to follow Two Bunnies, the new Instagram that's attached to Lil Ray at the very end that you're about to watch. And go to Amazon.com/shop/Steebee Weebie. And shout out to Balloon Mechanic for editing all of the vlogs. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. Just want to give you a big thank you for putting all awesome editing in for the Steebee Weebie Show. And then we actually have a P.O. box. So if you could, I usually have the guest open it. I'll kind of crack it open. And I don't know what this is. I usually guess. I feel like it's so light, like a card or something.
I think a card.
Yeah, just like a card. Let's see. Oh,
That's a note.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna read it. Okay, so there's a here. Let me see. I'm gonna guess it's a card.
It's a pretty big box for a card.
Okay, so here. Let me read it first. So this one is love the show, the tunes, keep it up. I think. What do you think that says? Gabriel Harris or Philip Harris? Oh no, his name's Philip Harris. Sorry, yeah, his thing's there. Okay, so I think it's like a card, maybe like a card.
Oh, see,
oh, damn! He gave me a. Is that a baseball cap? Wow, he gave me a fit. Ooh, that's tough. All right. God bless America, huh? Wow, this is great.
Oh, yeah, you fresh
With
out the
that
box.
being said, it's
Fresh out the box.
Thanks for coming, man. We got to do a part 2. I want to get more in depth, so part 2 in the future, too.
I would love to come back.
Lil Ray's World's next.
Click. Click.
Welcome to Lil Ray's World Show. All I gotta say is kids' minds must grow. I got abducted by some aliens and dropped in snow. Whoa. Stuck into a world I do not know. So join me in adventures now. And I promise not to have a cow. My name is Little Ray. Hey, hey. My name is Little Ray. Hey, hey, hey. So welcome to my world. To all the boys and girls. Welcome to Little Ray's world. Hee-haw! What the hell do we got this week, man? Looks like a goddamn pencil. What's your name, little guy? Your name was Kent McHenry, and you were in 8th grade. Is that correct? And some bully tripped you, and a pencil got stuck inside your ear and you bled to death, didn't you? And you became a goddamn pencil, didn't you? I'm so sorry. Me and Beep will take you in. We wrote a song about you. It's called Kent the Pencil Man. This one's about Kent the Pencil Man. Kent the Pencil Man. Kent the Pencil went so gentle in the class, an accidental accident with the sharp pencil trip. A bully on utensil through his ear and puncture went so deep into his brain. His mental shut down, detrimental bug down, fragmental head injury to the students like that cut down. Head injury to the students like that cut down. Kent the Pencil knew no Campbell karate when he paid the rental on his life. The spirit temple waits for him so monumental. Dude that tripped him up has got a meeting with the highest devil, not to be judgmental. Set the simple cowboy rebel, bend the knee to your own level. Lord's own private vessel, looking for the bully that mess with kid. I'm transcendental with this drum Beretta. I'ma let you know I got the metal. Me and people eat you up like a breakfast continental. Kent the Pencil, you're my friend, I'm in it. Here's a hand I'll lend. Kent the Pencil, you're my friend, I'm in it. Here's a hand I'll lend you. Join us next week for another episode of Little Ray's World, man.